And an important question: could you fall victim to a sophisticated bank scam that begins with a simple text message? The government says scams of all kinds are soaring. Americans reported losing nearly $8.8 billion to fraud last year.
People are losing checking, savings, and credit cards to this new bank trick. In the first quarter of 2026, 41% of all bank-related scams came from one single trick. And if you're over 50, you're the #1 target. This scam is so sophisticated that even financial professionals are falling for it, and it can drain your checking, savings, and credit cards in under 20 minutes. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how it works and the simple steps to protect every dollar you have. Watch until the end. I'll show you the exact defense strategy that stops this scam cold. Let's get into it. The call that changes everything. It starts with a phone call that feels completely legitimate. Your caller ID shows your actual bank's name. Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, your local credit union. The number matches the customer service number on the back of your debit card. The caller identifies themselves as a fraud prevention specialist. They have your full name. They reference your recent transactions, the grocery store yesterday, the gas station this morning. They mention the last 4 digits of your account number, then comes the hook. We've detected suspicious activity on your account. Someone attempted to make a large purchase in another state, and we blocked it. We need to verify this wasn't you and secure your account immediately. Your heart rate spikes. Someone tried to access your money. Thank God the bank caught it. That gratitude, that trust, that desire to fix the problem, those emotions just made you the perfect victim. A 67-year-old Ohio teacher named Sarah received exactly this call while grading papers. The caller said someone tried to withdraw $2,800 from an ATM in Florida. Sarah had never been to Florida. The caller knew she lived in Columbus, knew her morning coffee purchase, knew her balance to the dollar. When he said he needed to verify her identity and secure the account, she didn't hesitate. Why would she? He clearly worked for her bank. Within 20 minutes, Sarah lost $11,400 from her checking and savings combined. She didn't realize what happened until her card was declined at the grocery store that evening. Here's what Sarah didn't know. That caller didn't work for her bank. The caller ID was spoofed. The personal information came from data breaches and social media, and every security procedure he walked her through was actually a step-by-step guide to draining her own accounts. How they get inside your accounts. The scam operates in carefully designed phases. Phase 1, the setup. Before calling, scammers purchase your personal information from data breaches: your name, address, phone number, and banking relationships. They know which bank you use because you mentioned it on social media. They use caller ID spoofing to make their call appear to come from your bank's official number. Phase 2, building trust. The caller opens with information that proves they're legitimate: specific transactions, account balances, recent activities. This isn't magic, it's data they purchased. But to you, it's verification they're really from your bank. They create urgency with a fabricated crisis. Fear overrides critical thinking. Phase 3, the request. They don't ask for your password directly. That would raise flags. Instead, I'm sending you a verification code to confirm your identity. Just read it back to me. That code isn't from them, it's from your actual bank, because they just triggered a password reset on your account. By giving them that code, you've handed them access. Or, I'm transferring your money to a secure holding account while we investigate. You'll receive a notification asking to approve the transfer. Go ahead and approve it. You're not approving a transfer to safety. You're approving a transfer to the scammer's account. Phase 4, the escalation. Once they have access to one account, they move fast, often working in teams. One person keeps you on the phone while others access your accounts, initiate transfers, and make purchases. They might say they need to verify your other accounts. Now they're getting access to your savings, credit cards, and investment accounts. A 58-year-old Georgia contractor named Marcus was on the phone for 47 minutes. The caller walked him through securing his checking, savings, and 2 credit cards. Marcus approved multiple verification codes, confirmed security transfers, and downloaded a bank security app that was actually remote access software. By the time the call ended, $24,600 was gone from his accounts, and his credit cards had $18,200 in fraudulent charges. His bank initially denied his claim because Marcus himself had provided the authentication code. He spent 9 months fighting and recovered only about 60%. Hey, if you're realizing how sophisticated this threat is, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. These tactics evolve every week, and staying informed could save you everything. Why this scam is devastatingly effective. This isn't a clumsy phishing phishing email with typos. This is sophisticated social engineering exploiting multiple psychological vulnerabilities. Authority and trust. The spoofed caller ID makes it appear to come from your actual bank. We're wired to trust authority, especially when it seems to be protecting us. Fear and urgency. The fabricated crisis triggers fight or flight. When you're afraid of losing money, rational analysis shuts down. Confirmation bias. Once you believe the caller is legitimate, everything they say reinforces that belief. They know your transactions? Of course, they're from the bank. Time pressure. They need to act fast. This rush prevents you from pausing or seeking a second opinion. A 42-year-old California accountant, someone who works with financial data daily, fell for this. She told investigators, "I know about scams, but this was different. They had information only my bank should have. Every security step sounded exactly like what my bank does. It never occurred to me the entire thing was fake." She lost $19,300. It took 4 months to recover $14,000. The remaining $5,300 was deemed unrecoverable because she had voluntarily provided authentication codes. If a financial professional can fall for this, anyone can. Have you ever received a suspicious call claiming to be from your bank? Share your experience in the comments. Your warning could help someone else. The variations. The confirm your identity. Variation. Instead of claiming fraud, they say the bank is updating security protocols. They send a verification code, which they triggered by attempting to log into your account, and you provide it to confirm your identity. The stop the fraud variation. They say a fraudulent transaction is processing right now. They ask you to log in and cancel it, then read them a confirmation code. That code actually approves additional transactions they're initiating. The remote security check variation. They convince you to download TeamViewer or AnyDesk for a security scan. Once they have remote access, they can see everything: your passwords, accounts, personal information. Some victims watch their cursor move on its own as scammers navigate their banking apps. A retired couple in their late 60s from Washington experienced this variation. The caller said hackers had targeted their account and they needed a security diagnostic. They downloaded AnyDesk as instructed. For 35 minutes, the scammer had complete computer access. They lost $109,900, checking $8,400, savings $34,500, and a retirement account $67,000. After hiring a lawyer and fighting for 7 months, they recovered approximately $82,000, losing nearly $28,000 permanently. The multi-account devastation. Scammers don't just target one account, they go for everything. Once they have access to checking, they transfer from savings to checking, then drain both. They identify connected credit cards and max them out. If you mention investment accounts during the call, those become targets too. A 29-year-old Texas nurse lost access to her entire financial life in 38 minutes. Checking, $3,200, savings, $12,400, 2 credit cards, $8,900 in charges, all compromised in a single call. Her recovery took 11 months. She had to take out a personal loan to cover rent while fighting fraud claims. The emotional toll left her with PTSD-like symptoms around phone calls and banking. The worst part, scammers called her again 6 weeks later, posing as her bank's fraud recovery department trying to scam her a second time. They knew she'd been victimized. That information is valuable in criminal networks. Why banks often won't refund you. This is what victims find most devastating. Many banks refuse to refund money lost in these scams. When you provide verification codes, approve transfers, or grant access, banks classify these as authorized transactions. From their perspective, you authenticated the activity. The fact that you were tricked doesn't change the technical reality. Fighting denials requires phone records, screenshots, police reports, and written timelines. Even with everything, recovery isn't guaranteed. The process can take months or over a year. A 51-year-old Michigan small business owner lost $43,000, money earmarked for payroll. His bank denied his claim, stating he had voluntarily provided access credentials. He couldn't make payroll. He laid off 6 employees. His business credit was damaged. He eventually recovered $31,000 after 14 months with a lawyer, but his company never recovered. He lost contracts, his reputation suffered, and he eventually closed the business he'd built over 18 years. The financial loss was $43,000. The total damage was immeasurable. How to protect yourself. Rule 1. Never trust caller ID. It can be spoofed to show any name and number. Assume incoming calls from your bank could be fraudulent. Rule 2. Never share verification codes. Your bank will never call and ask you to read back a code. Those codes are for you to enter into official websites, never to share with anyone. Rule 3. Hang up and call back. If someone claims to be from your bank, thank them and hang up. Call your bank using the number on your physical debit card. Do not use any number the caller provides. Rule 4. Never download software at someone's request. Your bank will never ask you to download remote access software during a fraud call. Rule 5. Don't be pressured by urgency. Real bank security processes take days or weeks, not minutes. Pressure to act immediately is a manipulation tactic. Rule 6. Set up verbal passwords. Many banks allow security phrases that must be provided during phone interactions. Rule 7. Use authenticator apps. Move from SMS two-factor to apps like Google Authenticator. These generate codes locally that can't be intercepted. Rule 8. Monitor accounts daily. Enable real-time alerts. The faster you detect unauthorized activity, the better your recovery chances. Rule 9. Limit account linking. Consider keeping savings at a different bank from checking. Don't link accounts unless necessary. Rule 10. Educate your family. Make sure your spouse, elderly parents, and adult children know about this scam. This scam is spreading because it works. High success rates, significant payouts, low prosecution risk. The average victim loses between $8,000 and $25,000. If you're over 50, scammers see you as the ideal target. They're counting on you not knowing how this works. Now you know. Have you received one of these calls, or do you know someone who fell victim? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience could help others recognize the warning signs. In our next video, we're exposing how scammers are using fake delivery notifications to drain bank accounts. Texts that look exactly like FedEx, UPS, or Amazon, but lead straight to criminals. Subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss the warning that could protect your entire family. Stay safe out there, and if your bank calls, hang up and call them back.